Good morning dear students. Welcome to the English class. In this class of video today, we are going to talk about a very beautiful lesson and very inspirational lesson which is by Swami Vivekananda. And we are very familiar with the sound Swami Vivekananda. And the lesson which is by Swami Vivekananda's preachings is the secret of work. The secret of work. So this is a lesson, secret of work, which is from the preachings of Swami Vivekananda. And before we getting into the topic, the secret of work, and let us talk some brief introduction about Swami Vivekananda. And you know how great Swami Vivekananda was. And we are very familiar with the Swami Vivekananda's preachings. Okay, so the brief introduction about Swami Vivekananda is that Swami Vivekananda was a versatile person. A versatile person in the sense of multi-talented person. A person with many talents. So Swami Vivekananda was a man with many talents. And now coming to so actually his original name was Narendranath Datta. So Swami Vivekananda's original name was Narendranath Datta, and his father was Vishwanath Datta and mother was Bhuvaneswari Devi. So father was Vishwanath Datta and mother was Bhuvaneswari Devi, and the original name of Swami Vivekananda is Narendranath Datta. Right? Now coming to so whatever the knowledge, whatever the intelligence, whatever the spirituality that Swami Vivekananda had gained by his parents, and he was mostly inspired, he was mostly influenced by his parents. So the knowledge and the talent or the wisdom that he got is from his parents. Okay, so that he was purely inspired by his parents, both Vishwanath Datta and Bhuvaneswari Devi. And he just completed his Bachelor of Arts from the Presidency College, Calcutta. He just completed his graduation. In arts, that is Bachelor of Arts from the Presidency College, Calcutta. And we know very well that he was the true disciple of Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. Ramakrishna Paramahamsa was the guru of Swami Vivekananda, and Swami Vivekananda got enlightened under the teachings of or at the feet of Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. And the desire of Swami Vivekananda was always that he wants to see God face to face. The wish of Swami Vivekananda was always wants to see the face of God face to face. That is the Swami Vivekananda's wish. And you know, we already discussed that the original name of Swami Vivekananda was Narendranath Datta. But here Swami Vivekananda name was named after Narendranath Datta became a monk. So when he became a saint or when he became a monk, when Swami Vivekananda became a monk, he was named as Swami Vivekananda. So before he became a monk, he was Narendranath Datta. And you know, another important thing is that, so we already very familiar that Swami Vivekananda showed the greatness of our India. Showed how important our India to the rest of the world at World Parliament in Chicago in the year 1893. And he was the representative from our India to express, to tell or to show how important our India. So what were the principles of our India, and what is the greatness of our India in the field of religious. So that he showed and he highlighted India at World Parliament Religion in Chicago in 1893. So this is a very brief discussion about Swami Vivekananda, and there are many other things to be discussed about Swami Vivekananda, but time is not permits us to deal all the problems, all the greatness, all the achievements, and all the wisdom and enlightenment that he got, how he get enlightenment, all these things to be discussed later, but time doesn't permit us. And now let's get into the topic first. The topic is the lesson of the title of the lesson is the secret of work. The secret of work is our current lesson. And do you feel really very happy when you work, or do you feel that the work you are doing is help you, or do you feel as a master of the work or a slave of the work? Do you think how these problems of the world will be cured? So how do you think that the problems of the world be cured? And do you think that the work you are doing is make you successful? So for all these questions, there is a solution. The solution is that the secret of work. So let us get into the topic, the secret of work. Dear students, we know very well that the entire world is full of miseries, and now we are under a great misery. We are still having a great misery. What is the misery? Now current misery is a pandemic. So it is nothing but coronavirus. So corona, because of the coronavirus, most of the people across the globe are being suffering even today. So it is, so suffering is one kind of misery. So how do we put a full stop? How do we put an end to all kind of miseries? So what are the ways? So how do we put an end to the misery? So our misery is curable. So how do we cure all these miseries? Can we provide some physical help to cure all these miseries? So will physical help put an end to the miseries? No, there is not absolutely. But here, so people suffered a lot across the globe, and every day we see many people with many sufferings. And do you think that is there any end for all these miseries? When will the miseries be cured? So what were the measures? What were the precautions we need to take to put an end to all the miseries? But here, according to the Swami Vivekananda, even when you provide a physical help to the people who are facing miseries, who are having problems, so by providing them a physical help, do we put an end to their miseries? So it is not absolutely. It is not right absolutely. So even when you do a favor physically, but miseries be felt. Miseries arises. Miseries definitely arise after one misery to another misery, and there is no complete end to the miseries. But how do we end? How do you put an end to all the miseries? But here, if you wanted to put an end to the miseries, firstly you need to change your character. Here, man should change his own character to put an end to the miseries. So until man's character changes, there will be no physical help cure all the miseries. Here, according to the Swami Vivekananda, so everybody has a misery in his life. We often feel some sort of miseries. So we feel some sort of problems. The problem creates us miseries. But how do the miseries put an end? So here, so miseries causes us to be feel fair. Okay, and according to the Swami Vivekananda, there is no physical help. No physical help put an end to the miseries. So miseries always be felt, even after providing a physical help to the people who are suffering, who are being under the miseries, but still the miseries be felt. But here, so unless man needs to change this nature. Unless man changes his nature, miseries always be felt. And another important point is physical help will not cure miseries. So even if you provide them, if you provide the people who are suffering from miseries, there will be no physical help to cure all these miseries. And here, so man must be very pure. So if you wanted to put an end, if you wanted to be miseries stopped, firstly man's nature to be pure. So there should be a purity in the lives of the human being. There should be a purity in the lives of the human being, or otherwise no misery ends. And another important thing is that what may be the causes of all these miseries in the world. So why do we get miseries in our daily life? So most of the people commits mistakes. So as they commit mistake, they face some miseries. So why do they commit mistake? So what were the reasons they made them to commit mistakes? So the very one thing, the one and only thing that causes making mistakes or getting into the suffering is ignorance. Ignorance. So ignorance is nothing but lack of knowledge over the things. Lack of knowledge what to do, what not to do. So that is ignorance is nothing but lack of knowledge. This ignorance causes us to practice evil activities. When we started practicing evil activities, automatically we get some sort of miseries. So that we should be enlightened spiritually and mentally strong. When we enlightened educationally and spiritually strong, there we do not commit any mistake. When you do not commit any mistake, you don't fall into the miseries. When you don't fall into the miseries, automatically it is nothing but an end to the all the miseries. So that if you wanted to put an end to the miseries, firstly you should be spiritually and educationally strong. Man must be very strong spiritually and educationally. And another important thing is that here, as we discussed this point, is that man character needs to change. For example, to put an end to all the miseries, even if you changes every house into the hospital for physical problems, you change every house in the world into a hospital, still miseries be felt, because all the miseries causes because of evilness, all the miseries causes because of ignorance. Ignorance is only the source that causes miseries. So that here, even if you change every house, even if you provide physical help, even if you change every house into a good hospital, but still miseries be felt, the only solution to put end to the miseries is to be, man must be spiritually strong and educationally, and man must be very pure. He should have a purity in his heart. Then only the miseries be felt. Okay, so it is only the way to put an end to all the miseries is to become very pure. Man's nature must be changes. Man's nature must be changes, and we should have to maintain purity, and man must be spiritually and educationally strong. When man must be spiritually educationally strong, there is no chance of committing a crime. When there is no chance of committing a crime, there will not be any miseries in the world. So, dear students, here you understand one thing, that you must be spiritually, educationally very strong. You should have a light in your heart first. When you have a light in your heart first, definitely you won't commit any mistakes in your life. Okay, so this is how the lesson. Swami Vivekananda's The Secret of Work. We shall continue the lesson tomorrow. Thank you all of you. Thank you very much.